You're watching the 2023-24 SCAC Men's Basketball Media Days. Today, we're taking a look at the Austin College men's basketball program. The Roos will once again be led as they head into the season under the guidance of head coach Rodney Wecker, along with the leadership from senior guard Josh Joe. Coach, Josh, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Coach, we'll get started with you. Oftentimes, I feel like I ask student athletes about their reset at the end of a season going into the next year, but I'm interested from a coach's standpoint, what that looks like for you. You're right there step for step, emotionally, physically, as this team goes through those journeys of a long season, striving for those goals and getting to the end of the mountaintop. And then, once that season ends, kind of that process for you to get ready to start a new season. What does that reset look like for you, and how excited are you to head into a new year with this group?
Well, it actually started second half of the season last year. So we kind of regrouped second half of the season, and we were very competitive from going down the stretch, and we built off that. So we kind of assessed ourselves, what we need to do from an end of the season evaluation of our program with the individual meetings and kind of bring it as a team. And we focused in on those things at the beginning of the year this year. So it's been a good process, but I think it all started on the second half of the season last year and building from that.
Josh, Coach talks about that second half of the season, the assessment and sort of the hunger starting to build. As a senior leader with this group, and you look at this roster, you return nearly every player that scored a point for this team a season ago. This group back together with so much positive steps in that second half. Where's the hunger level with this team right now, getting ready to start a new season? And for you as a senior, how excited are you to be back with this group and getting prepared for your senior year?
Just to start off, I'm very excited to be back with this group of guys. Last year, kind of like building off what Coach said, I feel like the second half of the season we were very, very competitive, and we were in a lot of close games. We lost a lot of close games because of little things. So I feel like this off season and starting out these couple of weeks of practices, we've started to shore up some of those little things that cost us games last year. So I'm very excited to be back with pretty much, like you said, the same team we had last year, and we're looking forward to having a great season.
For a coach, Rodney, when you return, as I look at it, you're top 11 scorers from a season ago, and you have that kind of experience coming back, who understands what expected day in and day out with your program. How much does that help you from kind of a starting point position with this group? And then you add in on top of the fact the new rule changes, allowing those 8 extra practices ahead of October 15th. Were you able to take advantage of that? How did that process look like for this team? And like I said, with the experience, does that help you with the coach, kind of with the starting line heading into the year?
Absolutely. We were a young team last year, and we gained some experience throughout the year. Even Josh, because his sophomore year, we had the COVID year, and his sophomore year, he was injured all year. So even his experience and coming back from that injury and everything, his junior year really helped us in that process as far as gaining those experience. That's why the second half of the season was a little bit better for us from that standpoint. You get college game reps and those type of things. So the 8 days were really nice for us. We talked about some of the things that we need to shore up for this upcoming season, and we were able to work on those during those first 8 days there.
Josh, Coach talks about you coming back from that injury. You had a career year last year as a junior, single season highs in terms of games played, games started, points, rebounds, really were the engine within this lineup throughout the course of the season. How much confidence do you gain from a successful junior season, and what have you continued to work on as a player individually that gives you that confidence heading into your senior season?
Last season, it gave me a lot of confidence. Coming back from my injury, I wasn't really sure how I was going to be. So, it did take me about half the season to get back into where I wanted to be in terms of how I feel and how I was playing. But last season, definitely, I was able to build a lot of confidence, and I feel like going into this season, I'm ready to have a big season to help this team reach its goals. This offseason, I just worked on, honestly, a lot of being a leader. I haven't always been the most vocal guy, but really throughout our workouts, our offseason and stuff like that, I really worked on being vocal with the guys. And I feel like they're responding to that well. And so that's really what I've been working on.
Coach, offensively, this team has been dynamite the last couple of years, averaging well over 70 points a game and the average over these last few seasons. Defensively, though, when you work to shore up that side of the ball. What are some things you've been working on? This team led the SCAC in blocks a year ago, so there's some presence down low. How do you continue to build off of that, maybe shore up the defensive end a little bit heading into the season?
Yeah, we've been known for that from a defensive standpoint with block shots and things like that. But, on ball, off ball, positioning, that type of stuff we've been working on just like everybody else. But, we need to clean some of those things up and do a better job defensively. And, of course, offensively, we create our offense from our defense as well. So, and we've been successful over the course of time from scoring the basketball. Sometimes it doesn't come in wins and losses, but we're headed in the right direction that way.
Josh, finally, as we wrap things up with you, as you've had conversations with some of the other leaders on this team about some of the goals for this 2023-24 season, what have those conversations looked like, and what will be key in order for this team to try and go out and accomplish those heading into this year?
Just starting out in this offseason, we really started off small. We just focused on stacking up good days. Honestly, that's kind of been our saying this offseason, is stacking good days. Like, we can't let days go by and we're just, slacking, So getting into the goals, we feel like with all of our returners, we feel like we're a team that can make the tournament and that we can make some noise. So I mean, we've kind of echoed that sentiment throughout the first few weeks of practice. And we're just, working on that defense, like you said, and keeping up the offense and the pace like we like to do. So I feel like that's going to have us heading in the right direction going into the season.
And Coach, finally, success obviously comes in so many forms and fashions. When you talk about success with your group in this program, what are those messages that you give to this team? How do you try to measure or define success with your programs, once again, heading into this season?
Well, it starts in practice, and every possession matters, and be in position. And, you put in the work, but you got to put in the right work. So, sometimes you can just go through the motions and not put in the correct work that you need to get accomplished for being successful from that standpoint. And, we talk about just use your talents, no different than the classroom or on the court. Don't fall short. Of course, you got to put in the time, but it's also doing the right thing at the right time and continue on building from that.
Boston College men's basketball program. Again, the Roos head into the season under the guidance of head coach Rodney Wecker, along with the leadership from senior guard Josh Joe. The Roos will open up the 2023-24 campaign on Friday, November 10th on the road at Howard Payne. Coach Josh, thanks so much for your time today. Best of luck as you head into the year.
Thank you so much.